Hey there, my name's Jack and I play Kaz Umbra in this wonderful Dragonborn Industries Starfinder campaign.
Well, hello! Starfinders from across the galaxy! Welcome to episode 67 of the Dragonborn Industries Starfinder podcast.
Starfinder.
It's Starfinder. Got, what's his name? Mr. Oh, fuck, what's his name? It's Jurassic Park!
It's a massive park. What could possibly go wrong?
I can't remember his name.
Is it Nick Mohammed?
Yeah.
And his character's Mr. Something.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gonna absolutely destroy me now. I can't remember his name. That's right, mate.
Yes.
Already.
Yeah.
But we're back. Episode 67. 2 away. Steph, 2 away from everyone saying, nice, nice, yeah, nice.
Mainly us, really.
Yeah.
Mainly, yeah, it's all we're excited for. And for anybody on YouTube, you'll notice there's a very low number of peeps around the table tonight. In fact, character-wise, OG crew assemble. OG. Because, for podcast listeners, it's myself, Jack and Steph here tonight. And we're having a little bop, having a little dance away. And we're going to play a little RP Starfinder for you all, because unfortunately the others couldn't be here tonight. But I still think we're at a point where, as long as we've got the OG crew, especially for interviewing Grimm and talking about the things that you guys have discussed, I think that's going to be absolutely fine, and you guys are awesome, so I think it's going to be a gripping episode. We may as well hand straight over to you, Steph, to start our announcements.
Yay.
Hand over to you.
Well, I'm going to do a normal one today because, I do like to do my little bits of my characters, but every now and again I like to throw in a genuine one. And I think given that our code has changed a little bit, it is worth saying it properly. So we are, as always, delighted, honoured and grateful to be sponsored by Warrior Prince 3D. You can find them at www.warriorprince3d.etsy.com, where you can find a wide array of 3D printed miniatures, terrain, cosplay items, figurines, anything your little heart desires. Rich can print it for you. If you want something scaled up, by hell he can do it. If you want really high quality 3D prints, Rich is really the person to go to, and he has been incredibly generous of letting us use the permanent and exclusive code to the stars that now gets you 15% off of your basket. As well as that, if you spend over £20, you also get a 3D printed Starfinder badge like we are wearing today. So you can be part of our crew by proxy. But yeah, go check him out at warriorprince3d.etsy.com, or go and check out his Instagram at warriorprince3d and see the vast array of wonders he has on offer. Ian is doing a very good job of demonstrating the scale up here.
For YouTube and Twitch, this is literally, it was like an inch and a half tall, and I was like, I'd like a life-size one, please. How much? And he scaled it all up for me. So BD1 from Star Wars, which is just best boy.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing Richard can do.
Yeah.
For you.
He's been very lovely and is donating a very special something for the Gals and Pals charity event, which I'm very excited about, and we'll definitely be shouting about because it's awesome. But yeah, he's an absolute gem. He's a treasure. Please go and support him as much as he supported us, because he really is worth every penny.
Yeah, he really, really is. And yeah, they are absolutely amazing. Hey, chat, I can see you there, and we may as well engage with you for the first part of this before we jump into the story tonight. Spice, and I see Corianti there. And everybody sing. Warrior Prince are the best. Also, the owner is a babe. Yes, they absolutely are. To which ends, thank you so much, Steph, for that one. Please, everyone, go check out Warrior Prince 3D. Use those codes, check out the awesome things that they print, and just have fun with the things that you get if you do buy from them. Yeah. Otherwise, we are going to mention Roll and Play Press, where you can get toolkits and books and map libraries and loads of things for behind your Dungeon Master or Game Master screens that you can use to save time and space, really. We have an affiliate code with them, which is Dragonborn 10. You can use that to get 10% off your purchases. It doesn't include shipping, but it gets you a little something extra for watching the show, but also lets them know that you come from us. So please go check out Roll and Play Press and use that code Dragonborn 10 for 10% off. Otherwise, I need to. I'm literally like, where's that gone?
Music needs to come down a squidge.
Just a little bit.
Awesome. No, that's exactly what I was asking for. Let's go. Let's bring it down to there, and hopefully that's going to be all right. Just let us know. Otherwise, Jack's going to mention merch.
Merch, indeed. I'm wearing merch today. From the blood pump.
I'm not. I'm wearing an old condom skeleton tee.
Oh my god.
Head on this bone. Fucking, it literally is, I couldn't be wearing more of a t-shirt that looks like I'm wearing a giant
It's
condom.
crazy.
It's fucking...
You just can't understand it.
Three-sheathed
It's
and fully
insane.
erect.
Yeah, it's...
Merch. If you want to show your support for our channel and our little stream here, then you can go get yourself some merch, and it gives us a little bit of money, but you also get something in return. So, for instance, this little olive t-shirt that you get for the Blood Punk. We're not using any other t-shirts at the minute, but we've got lovely little mugs like this one, which is... They're very good.
They are very good.
Delicious.
So go over to dragonbornindustries.com to go get yourself some merch if you so wish. But if you also just want to give us a little bit of money and also subscribe to our channel, you can use a Twitch Prime. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can use that to have a free subscription to any channel of your choosing on Twitch once a month. And if you're already here, you may as well use it for us. So go to your little subscription thing down there and make sure you use your free sub, and just helps us know that you like the stream. So go ahead, do it.
On the other side of that as well, do be aware that that is only on the actual web page, so you will have to fire up your own computers, because unfortunately
the mobile app is lacking.
Yes.
it's absolutely shocking. It's really shit, and you'd think they have a better user interface. Fire up computers or go to the web page on your phones, and if you are going to do it there. That'd be fantastic. Music is still loud. Okay, no worries.
We're having a rave tonight.
Yeah.
We are. Gonna drop it down to there on Epidemic. On that one there. And again, just let us know if it's still too loud. This is what actually...
Is it because it's coming into the speaker a little loud as well?
Well, the thing is, it's quite low on that one. I'm actually down to 26. Yeah, just harder to hear you. So let's see if... Bring it down there as well. So I did this the week before, and next to no music came out whatsoever.
Yeah.
So then I had a limiter in and stuff like that. In fact, let's double check the limiter.
Let's have a paddy.
Having a puppy.
Let's do that and see if anything happens. But yeah, do keep us informed on the levels. Sorry, Fluff, I didn't see your message there. It was right down next to me. Also, if you are going to do that on Twitch, you can also go across to YouTube. You can subscribe to us on YouTube for absolutely free, or if you want to sign up to YouTube members, you can also do that. There are two tiers. There is a behind the screens tier, which is you get a few extra videos, some shorts. We've had the character creation videos and stuff like that, as well as the next tier down, which is a gift tier, where it's basically I just want to support the channel, and that is amazing if you could do so. If not, just hit subscribe on YouTube. That would be amazing, as we are so close on the 900, which means we're so close on the 1,000. Otherwise, we're back at Happy Piranha this Friday, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I was like... Which is potentially the final of Lightwell Live. Yeah. So if anybody who's keeping up with the series, they have engaged now with the potential bad of the show. It could be all over in this one.
And if you happen to be around in Cornwall and Truro, then please pop over to Happy Piranha on Friday night.
Yeah.
It starts at
7 p.m.
Perfect. Can't hear 3 on the Twitch app either. Rubbish. Yeah, the Twitch app's awful geeky.
No one ever bothers with the app side of things anymore. They're like,
No.
we've got this app that we're doing nothing with.
But it's interesting because some apps and other streaming services are really in on it. But Twitch is just we have the market. Why bother?
Fuck it.
Yeah, it does seem like that, doesn't it?
Oh, actually, James has just put something in Discord, which has reminded me, the Crit Awards.
Oh yeah, that ends in a day or two.
Yeah, it does end in a couple of days. We are throwing our hat in the ring. I mean, it's so great to kind of meet other creators and other streams, and become aware of more of the community around us. But yeah, we have put our hat in the ring for nominations. If you like what we do, if you kind of vibe with the channel and what we put out, please consider nominating us. It would mean the absolute world. But yeah, just any engagement with our content of any kind is really massively, massively appreciated. But you can find voting at critawards.org, I believe it is. Voting does close in a couple of days.
Correct. Right. So, Twitch end, I think that is all of our announcements.
Look at us smashing it out.
It is. It's really disjointed. So I'm not used to like a small amount of people. But yeah, otherwise, and we will see you on the other side of the opening credits. Last time, the Orion's Hope crew got their much-needed rest, but began a new day. With a communication from an old ally and fellow Starfinder Dera's Day Absoli, they called the Starfinder Society looking to see if Skelkin Shaw, previous party member, had been back or successful on a previous mission looking for Guardian Orbs, a relic of their ravaged homeworld, Demalco. Orbs that the party have been finding along their entire journey so far. As well as Sylph, a recent addition to the party, decided to take a closer look at this Guardian Orb and begins to investigate the magics behind them and the ideas of blood binding and a ritual to do with it. And with the help of TJ sending them a vast amount of telepathic information, uncovers a lot. And at the same time, they must decide when they are to speak to Dr. Grimm, who potentially knows more about Dynatech's CEO, Professor Nimbus Dine, who currently the party are helping the stewards to detain. We close in on Miss Jean-Pierre.
I've forgotten that.
Oh, shit.
And a table where two, let's not have the ominous music on.
I don't know.
I don't know what music to put on here.
Put the jazz one on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's space jazz.
Spare.
No!
Oh!
Even I call that
No,
one.
as it was coming, I was like, no, take that one back.
That's good.
Spajazzle. There we go.
Yes,
That's better.
we'll go with that.
Caught it. Woo!
Oh my god.
Close call, everyone. Shit.
I'll leave.
Oh, Jesus. How do we recover from this?
I don't know. I'm like still looking at I've got clubs and bars on. Let's like leave that on in the background. And now I'm like terrified about the noise levels. So we close on Miss Jean-Pierre and a table where two figures sit. A high elf with beautiful, solid silver eyes and a loose flowing platinum hair, wearing pretty nondescript sets of station wear, comfortable but practical, and a wingless Strix looking clean and fresh. Kaz, would you like to describe for us again what the new clean-cut Kaz looks like?
So, Kaz is not very much used to trying to like clean himself up and looking prim and proper, but he's definitely still wearing like his trench coat. He's probably like dusted it off a little bit and cleaned it up so it's not like, stained with blood or dust or anything like that.
Just yours.
But I think he's not donning the armour, I think, at this point. I think he's just got quite simple black clothing on. It's still like cargo trousers kind of thing. His t-shirt's kind of like tucked into the belt, and still got the trench coat on. But he's also had a bit of a haircut, so he hasn't got such long hair anymore. It's still kind of like shaved around the sides and the back. They kind of like still got the sweepy over hair in this greyish in colour. Still not wearing his goggles, and still sort of openly wearing the scars that he still has from his upbringing. But definitely the cleanest that Kaz has ever looked. Not because he's a dirty bastard. Just because.
You said it.
He just gets down to earth, He just gets on with the things. And,
It's down and dirty.
Down dirty. So that's what Kaz looks like right now.
And obviously, Velena, and you know it's Velena, but they still have this hollow skin on. They're still, like, they look different to the last elf they were, but they're definitely not dropping this illusion. And you sit in your private booth, and for a while, I imagine there's this, like, awkward silence. But I think it would be awkward, but silence isn't a bad thing between you two. It's comfortable, but you can feel that Velena, even with this hollow skin on, wants to talk. And I think for a long time, there's like small smiles and nods, and it's hard to find a jumping off point. It's not really, I'm not really used to doing anything like this.
Neither am I, but I think recent events have changed the dynamic for us, or for me especially, at least I can say, but I'm not sure if what's transpired recently has changed things for you and how maybe you view the world.
I don't think for me, it's not about viewing the world, Kaz. 3 days ago, you were still dead to me. And this is a lot to take in. We mourned you, we missed you. I think me more than the others. I mean, forgive me, it's hard to sit here and be all smiles when it's still a lot to take in that you're alive. And I know it's you, I don't doubt that. After all this time, we're obviously not the same people we once were.
No, definitely not.
I mean, did you miss me as much as I missed you?
Without a doubt.
And there is like a fractured smile that they're obviously like trying to like hold back, and the hand like rests on the table. When I got your message, I just thought it was another trap, another test, but I
wasn't really sure how to approach that one.
I'm glad you did. How... I know we spoke a lot the other night on the ship, but was there any time, I mean, did you almost give up?
After I was separated from you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was definitely a time where I nearly gave up. I didn't really know where to start. And obviously, as you know, Keydell is a very locked up place and not very approachable. We're very used to tests, you and I. And I've felt very much like maybe this was one also for me. And in some way I still think it is, but...
You see the hand almost retract slightly, like a knee-jerk nudge.
I never truly gave up.
You promised me you're real this time.
I hope so.
Can I hold you?
Of course you can.
And the hand reaches across to where your hand
I'll
is.
reach out for that, for her hand as well.
I don't know how to find the words. A lot's changed in the time that you've been gone, and the team, we've obviously been busy and we've carried on, but can we... Is it going to be the same as picking up where we left off, or is this going to be... Are you coming home, or is this just ships in the night?
I truly don't know the answer to that question. home for the first 13, 14 years of my life was home, and then it turned into hell, as you well know. Whilst I was born in Keydale, it will always be my place of birth, but home is only ever going to be where you make it. And right now, I can't think of Keydale as home. Home is where you are. Home is where my crew are. Home is where Rag is. Home is always moving for me. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah. I think your parents probably felt the same. And there is a bated pause. There is a long pause there.
Can I make like a sense motive check?
Yeah, absolutely you can.
Awful, of course.
You tip my spiritually in my expertise time.
Just watching from the corner.
You can give me, though, a perception check.
Okay. Well, that was a 10 on sense motive.
Okay, 10 on sense motive. You can tell she's really uncomfortable.
27 on perception.
Okay, cool. You can, you know it's a hollow skin, so you know to look through it.
Yeah.
And you can see that her eyes are, streaming.
How private is this booth we're in?
I bought you an entire private room. Just putting it out there.
You didn't. You said booth last time.
I said booth and room. It
Booth and
progressed.
room. May Jean-Pierre's does not have a private room.
It does now.
Is it
It barely has a private room.
is it also very busy right now?
It's like a TGI Fridays.
Okay. Yeah.
Classiest
So
place
people-
DJ knows.
People can clearly see us.
Yeah, but it's not like prime time. It's not super busy. People are darting around. They're on hover skates, and they're wearing old paper hats. And there's I think they're called a Krolu, which is this race that are silicon in nature, so not a carbon-based life form, and they have these 3 eye stalks. They have 3 arms, 2 at the side, 1 out the front, and they've got they look like a hermit crab, and they're on hollow skates wow! And they're slide up to the table can I cook you some guacamole while we do this?
Guacamole!
No,
I was
please.
gonna say spackamole.
We've got to be careful.
You've said it now.
But I stopped myself.
Yeah.
He was gonna, and he didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what matters. of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, I was going to.
No, thank you, please.
Can I top up your drinks or anything? And he's slipping over on them. And the 2 hands are holding it. He's trying to stabilise them. And the 3rd arm comes out of the centre of the chest and is holding himself on the table.
What an image.
That is an image, isn't it? I think it's that awkward moment. You know when you're having a conversation at a restaurant or something, and
Yeah.
the waiter or waitress comes over,
At
and
the
you're
most wrong time.
so yeah.
Leave.
And they eventually are well, just give me a call if you need anything. And they
Will
try
do,
and
thank you.
hover off.
Sorry about that.
Why are you saying sorry?
TJ suggested this place. I thought it was reputable, but
Procedures. That's the image I've just shot of the IT crowd. The fucking clown shit. I'm just a lonely loner.
oh dear.
Oh.
Very much has that vibe, I think, right now.
Yeah.
But you can see that she is holding things back. I think your parents may have felt the same about you, and after you died, I think Keydale was no longer home.
Yeah, I need to know more about them. Is there anything more that you can tell me? I doubt you have much contact with them, but...
More than I should.
Oh,
Keep them with the in-laws.
interesting. In-laws.
All I know is they're wanted.
Wanted. And are they still in Keydale?
No. They left when they found out you died. I don't know what the circumstances are, but your mother had worked her way up to be essentially in the Area Council. And you would know the Area Council is, it's called the Area of Sun, like this big tower, Keydale, and it's run by the council. And although your program is part of that, it's sort of a subsect of the military division. The architects called our team together about 6 months after we buried you, and the true serpent brought us to a place we'd never been to in Keydale. We rarely see the inside of it since we were taken into the program. It took us to a home, and I recognized her because she looked so much like you. The architect had us wait outside, and he went inside with what I assume to be, well, what I now know to be your parents. Heliona and Tasdin had obviously come back from whatever they were doing during the day, and we were waiting for them. We were only the architect's security detail, nothing more, and he left us outside to go in and talk to them, and he had a determination on him that when he wants something, he goes after it. They already looked disheveled when I saw them, like they'd had the news already broken to them. Whatever conversation happened inside that home, I don't know. But after half an hour, the architect came out and we left. And something didn't sit right with me, and I went back a few days later. They were still alive. They were fine, Kaz. They were in pain, they were grieving. And I offered to take them to your grave. I held your mum's hand the entire time. I think she just needed to feel some part of you was still there. And I left them there and returned about my duties. Next thing I know, there's a wanted order for them. They had absconded from Keydale. But that's not our area. I don't know where they've gone. But I think your death was enough to see them leave. And you see like her shoulders sort of relax a little bit, telling you that. I'm just sorry you couldn't know this, or you couldn't tell them yourself.
Well, hopefully they're still around. They could still be on Verces, just on the other side.
Hopefully. Although...
Do you know how they left? Was it by ship or on foot? Or...
No. But no ship left Keydale, and the Area Council, Keydale has an eyes on... I'm actually going to have to bring up the book, hang on. I'll give me a second to look at Verces in the Pack Worlds. So, for you guys, obviously Verces is tidally locked. So the Fulbright, which is on the sun side of things, that's obviously where Keydale is down here, right next to the Slick Sand Heights and in the Dustlands. The Ring of Nations is the habitable part of the planet, and then you move into the dark side, which is obviously fully around the other side. I mean, Keydale watches the Ring of Nations quite closely. And although some Strix have left in the past, people like your parents would be noticed. They were apparently masters of cybernetics.
You can do a lot with technology.
You can. And I imagine they have. They are still on the wanted roster. I don't think they've been caught. But I don't know if they've left Verces or not.
Were a search party sent out?
I don't know.
Okay.
Whether... And you would know. I mean, give me a culture check anyway. It's a low DC for you.
23.
Okay, cool. So, you know that Verces, obviously... Keydale is in its own right. The area is, like, so super secretive. But the whole planet is, like... Because of its both tidally locked facing planet, but also how it's used by corporations, by the Fae, by so many other different people, it's kind of like there's a lot of guilds, there's a lot of assassins, there's a lot of like secrecy. It's like the planet of fucking rogues. Like, it seems all great on the top, especially like the Ring of Nations, where the Vethrani, this like elongated limb people with these black eyes, and you know they're like, you know, they're Fae touched essentially, are the sort of like dominant race. There is just so much fuckery on that planet. It is like quite literally the Strix fit really nicely into that realistically, and they're not the only ones. There's thousands of these organizations and guilds and stuff. To the point where even actually there are like mercenary groups out in the in fact, I mean, to give you the full rundown with that, because I mean, you do know loads with the culture check there. So I mean, Verces itself, again, going back to this, so things like Sanctuary up here, Sanctuary was founded by the first Shirans that came to the Pact Worlds. They literally went, okay, well, we need somewhere to be, and people were like, oh, the fucking desert over there's free. And so they colonized that area, and they ended up becoming a few different areas like Takoris and Heisteru, Gekon, Sisk, all came from Sanctuary. They're like mercenary groups that all come from these original Shirans. There are places like the Biosalt Basin and the Amakishilu Mountains, where there are demonic presences from people who are like, well, I want to be a little bit corrupt, but also have a bit of demonic influence. The Ring of Nations, right through to like different places on there, like Athalo, Obashari, Vimel. They all are these like, they are nations essentially, and it's just this massive cultural, corporate kind of planet. It also has this like giant spaceport where it's like the main spaceport of the planet, and it constantly has like terrorist attacks on it and stuff, where people are like trying to vie for this like cable that brings things up to the top of the spaceport. It can be pretty deadly on that planet.
Yep.
So yeah, it's pretty big. It's there's a reason you're quite hardened realistically, and yeah, so they could be anywhere, and Felena is like, they really could be anywhere, and the fact that there is still a wanted roster for them means that I think they haven't been found. And although it's not our sect's job to do such things, I haven't heard anything about any jobs, but what I found interesting, and I think what drew me to them, was the fact that the architect seemed intent on seeing them, to the point where he took us as bodyguards to go to that house, to your house. And I don't know why that was, but they are a unique individual.
Well, I know they were very deep in the research at Keydale, but I mean, I was taken at a young enough age that I didn't really know what my parents could realistically do. I don't know if they had abilities beyond normal Strix? I don't know.
I don't know either. I know they were part of the science division, but
Yeah.
one of those, if you want, and when you're ready, we can go to them together.
What, to the home?
Just to find them.
I need to, for sure. And it will be a great source of information, that's for sure. I'm able to give some answers on things that are going on.
What do you need? I know you said you were coming to Keydell.
Well, TJ and I need to go and speak to Dr. Grimm, which hopefully will prove bountiful. But I don't know how much information he's willing to give. But all I know is that he is dangerous. Especially given that I don't really know who he is.
Yeah, we don't either. Rag and I. I think we've heard the name, but secrets in secrets.
Yeah. I think after we've spoken to Dr. Grimm, I think we'll probably be heading to Keydell. So, yeah, in the near future, I think we should probably, hopefully, get in contact with the others.
I don't know how the rest will react.
Maybe don't let them know that I'm alive right now,
Yeah?
because I could cause more shit than we need.
However you end up coming here to Verces, however the next part of the story plays out, just let me know and keep me updated.
Of course.
We have to go back. We can't be away for long.
Well, we don't. I don't think we intend on being here much longer either. So I will let you know the moment that we're about to go.
She like squeezes your hand and then retracts. Hey, you guys ready for food orders yet? And I think with that we like fade out on the rest of the night. And yeah, I mean, you guys can complete a long rest should you so wish to.
I do need to.
As we move into a new day. Is there anything throughout the rest of the night that TJ would be doing or that Kaz would be doing? We'll start with TJ because we've left you out of the conversation for a little while.
I've been having a great time. I think TJ has spent an evening thinking very much about Kaz on his date, and just like maybe sat with Linda over dinner, being like, "I'm really rooting for the boy. You know, he's so shy and he's so sensitive, and I just want him to be happy." And just pouring his heart out about all his feelings and emotions. But we'll also spend a bit of time on the socials, and I think. Just gonna put a post up on H for a Stokey.
Yeah.
So he's screen grabbed the image of the Yosoki servitor that Geeky was last in.
Yeah.
And is gonna put it up on H for a Stokey with the caption, "The Hostoki will never forget where we come from. We will never forget those that have come before us and gave their lives for us to become. We never asked for this, and we know the Yosoki never asked for this either. We are new, but we will never forget." And there'll just be like a little, I think he'll put a little emoji of a little dog.
Changing it up.
Yeah. Just like kind of as a little nod, a personal nod to the people who know about Protocol Phoenix and G33.
You can give me a diplomacy check. can add expertise to this.
Ooh. Need it. 23. I just had. Oh, there it is. 28.
You may roll a d100.
Nice.
Oh, I've got to find that note now.
So I've got my.
You got your follow account.
I've got my follow account going. Let me bring up H for a Stokey. There it is. Oh, I forgot I've got a Spootube now. 3.
No way.
I think you hit the algorithm at the wrong time.
Can I use a credit to re-roll that?
Do you really want to? And I'm going to say, do you really want to waste a credit on that?
I mean, I don't know if TJ sees it as wasting a credit. No. I'll take it.
Meta-wise, I mean, you can spend it all you want. I mean, I'm going to tell you.
You know I would.
Please save that breadstick.
Yeah, no, I won't. I'll leave that as that.
You may add 3 and distribute them among your platforms as you wish.
It's all going in H for a Stokey.
You did say it was on there, so that's fine.
Oh, that brings me up to 500 followers, though.
Hey, giveaway time.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's exactly what happens next. TJ's going to be like, we've hit 500, guys. Here's a giveaway. Like and comment below to win. Oh my god, what would he give? What have I got in my inventory? Hang on, this is important shit here. TJ's going to give away...
his virginity.
That's long gone.
It's been 3 days.
He is gonna give away a exclusive first look at the upcoming movie H for a Stokey. You can exclusively win the first 10 minutes of TJ's upcoming directorial debut.
Okay, give me a diplomacy check.
Okay,
You may add expertise.
I'll roll this one this time. Natural 20.
Nice.
For a, hang on, 38, 40.
Roll 2 d100s.
Okay. Ooh. 100.
Okay, and again.
And 16.
You gain 116 new followers.
Wow.
Off the giveaway. Let's see if they stay. You know what the giveaway people are like. In, follow, didn't win, unsubscribe. Don't unsubscribe from us, YouTuber. Don't pick that up on the algorithm. No. Subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. Subscribe.
Love us.
Please, we're so needy. I had to do an emotional thing with Jack, and now I'm just blown. It's like, hold it in, you bastard! Yeah, you gain 116. How long are you running the giveaway for?
It's short. It's like a day.
Okay. A day. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But apart from that, anything else for you, TJ, for the evening?
I mean, making sweet love to my wife and then going to sleep.
Give me a Constitution saving throw. To be a Fortitude save.
Fortitude save. Oh, that one did quite well for me last time. Let's do that again. Okay. 12.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It'll do.
Yeah, I've had a long day. She's got a headache. It's fine.
You both get what you need and go to sleep.
The beta blockers are kind of like that initial kind of high of the beta blockers wearing off is sort of evening out now.
When the getting's good. Until a new day arises on Absalom Station once more. You probably get a comm from Sylph. Practically, my stomach has turned inside out. My little black dress is now a little bile dress. Head stuck in the fridge. Lost my hat. Not having the best day. Roosh just sends you a picture of a goblin on a swing set.
Fuck it up.
Just trying to get some fresh air. Still feeling peaky. I think Pears sends you a message that says, "My parents came back today. I'm going to spend the day with them."
Aww. Fifth strike.
So you're on your own for the day.
I think TJ has made his way over to the ship bright and early, has, before Kaz even got up, set up a nice little table with coffee and pastries, and is just sat waiting at the table.
I'm probably just startled by finding you.
Good morning.
God, is this what I think it is?
It's breakfast.
Yes.
Did you make any for me?
Who did?
It's Steve!
Oh, Steve. Steve, do you want some?
Just be nice if you offered.
Would you like some? I'm offering, Steve.
Yeah, leave it on the table.
Sure, fine, cool. All
Just
for
sits
you.
on the table.
Plate
I'm going to
for
look at that later.
Waiting for Steve there. So, how'd it go?
I think it went well.
Yeah?
I mean, obviously, we had a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of our past and everything like that.
Yeah.
Got a bit emotional.
It often does.
I can't say it was the really good emotions, but it was more of like somber emotions and
I mean this with all the love in the world.
Yes.
I wouldn't expect anything less from you, Kaz.
Yeah, that is true.
Quite a serious boy.
I've been doing better recently.
You have.
It's harder to not be serious when there's so many serious things going on.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So many unanswered questions.
I know I make light of things a lot, but
But I enjoy that.
I'm glad you do. You know, it's... You've got to keep a bit of pep in your step. Otherwise, gravity just weighs you down, man. Gotta write that down before fucking Deep Thoughts in the Deep takes it.
Yes, do.
But no, I'm glad it went well. And
Yeah.
I hope you feel that you got something out of it, at least.
Yeah.
Just a bit of normal interaction.
Yeah, it's going to take some time for it to be truly normal, I think. Sure. It's never going to be like the way it was or anything, which is probably the best.
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, I've learned that my parents are wanted.
Oh.
They're no longer at Keydale. I don't know where.
Oh.
My sort of feelings that they're still maybe on Verses, just somewhere else.
Sure.
Because Verses is just one big smuggler's den.
Sick.
Yeah, I haven't spent much time, I don't think, on the rest of Verses, more just been Keydale and out to Worlds, but...
Lots of places to hide.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I think it'd be easiest for them to kind of stay hidden if they were going to stay hidden there.
Sure.
Because going off-world would be dangerous, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know why they ran away. Obviously, I know that they learned from my death. Felina showed them to my grave. So, I don't know what's going on.
Well, I know that you were concerned that maybe they had a bit of a heavy hand in the science collective.
And that could be why they left.
They might know something.
Maybe they left because what they contributed to was essentially, well, maybe my death. And they thought they don't want to contribute this anymore to anyone else. I don't know.
This whole thing about parentage and the bonds between parents and children, it's a very new concept for me. I won't lie.
It's still an odd concept for me, honestly.
That's very reassuring. But if there's one thing that I've seen and noticed and observed, it's that a parent will do just about anything for their child. And I think it would be a cold person who wouldn't feel compelled to go to the ends of the galaxy for a boy like you, Kaz. And I think that perhaps your parents your death may have been a bit of an eye-opener. But it sounds as though it was enough to prompt them to abandon everything that they knew.
Do you think it's possible that they had an inkling that maybe I wasn't dead.
You say they were techie, right?
Oh yeah.
Well,
My mother apparently nearly headed the Airy Council,
that sounds very impressive.
which is the tippity top of Keydale. So,
like CEO.
well, I'm not sure what her position finally was, but
Damn.
she got close.
Well, if they had knowledge of that sort of thing, and this cloning that's been going on, this sleeving, it might, if they saw whatever is buried that looks like you, maybe they knew the difference.
Yeah, it's possible. Did Felina say that she only showed my parents to my grave after I was buried?
Yes.
Like, didn't say anything about whether they were there for the burial itself?
No, just after. She said it was about 6 months after your death.
Right. But by the sounds of it, they didn't see my body. They only saw the grave. So I don't know what they'd be able to tell.
But if you want to start making tracks to find them,
I think they'd have a lot of answers. Especially if my mother was that close to where everything was going on. She'd know.
Indeed.
So, something to think about, especially after we have a conversation with Dr. Grimm.
Yeah, Dr. Doucheface.
Yes, quite.
Plan of action? I think looking at it, it's just me and you today.
Yeah,
A horrible virus seems to be going around.
I don't know what it is. It's on the news and everything.
Yeah.
Bruce has got bird flu.
Sporovirus.
Well, what is our main goal, information-wise, trying to get at? Because we need to know who he is.
I think that's the crux of it, isn't
Whether
it?
he is Nimbusstein, and whether he's somehow fabricated it all for his own gain, or if he is just some other member of the experiments at Keydale. I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe like what he knows of Keydale.
Yeah.
Any further information he can give on the architect's plans. It's also niggling on me that he said he spoke to Nimbusstein, and if he's not Nimbusstein himself, what gave him that privilege?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because no one really gets to speak to Nimbusstein. That's kind of not how it works. And those who have attempted to, as we've seen, have been melted.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Roll.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Something is clearly off. And I don't like it.
No. And you know he's going to be a slithery little shit about it.
Yes.
Yeah, you will. You fucking know you will. Oh, he's all good to go, isn't he?
And the fact that we know that he wants to be where he is right now.
For sure.
And the fact that he can wirelessly transmit his consciousness. If he was really felt in any danger,
Off you go.
he'd just go.
That's the
Unless they somehow managed to block communications thoroughly. I don't know. But he's where he wants to be.
Definitely.
And that's disconcerting.
Yes. He wouldn't have, I don't think he would have given himself up so easily if this isn't exactly what he wanted to be happening. Why would he suggest being taken in by the stewards if not? He's given himself, really, protection in that vein.
Yeah, it's...
Can he just sit back and watch it all unfold and emerge from the ashes?
These are the kind of things we need to know.
Indeed.
Shall we get going?
Get hold of Jack Door and let him know we're on our way.
Yeah.
And send him a little message. Hello, Jean. I'm in Jack. We would like to speak to Dr. Grimm, please, and thank you. Give him a cat on a skateboard.
You get pretty much it's because early morning, like maybe like 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish in the morning, and you get a message back pretty instantly that just says, excellent, I will meet you outside of Bastion. You all know where Bastion is. It's in the eye of Absalom Station, home of the stewards. I'll wait outside for you. Bring your game face. And with that, we're going to get to a 10-minute break.
Ooh.
Let's unwind from emotions and get ready for emotions. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys. See you on the other side. Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome back to part 2 of Starfinder.
Be better.
Be better. Wait, so Steph's over there recalibrating dice.
Yeah,
that's actually a thing. So that I want to chat about, because I know that you do that quite regularly. Is actually, I mean, you're kissing them, which is weird. You don't know where they've been.
Yeah, in my mouth.
There is that.
But so are you guys superstitious at all? And like, do you like believe in like dice? Like
100%.
Because you use the same set of dice each week, pretty much.
At the minute, yes, I do, and they've been working well for me most of the time.
But would you say if they stopped working well, you would change your set?
If it got really bad, yes. But I'm not so superstitious to the point where I'm like, I keep it on a 20 when I'm not using it.
Which?
To charge it up.
Over this side of the table.
If I'm honest.
Because hard acrylic or resin clearly changes its weight with gravity.
It does. I like to give them good vibes by having them like, this is what you could achieve. This is what you could always be on. And, you know...
and the crippling, crushing doubt that comes with it when they roll the other way.
I like to give them something to aspire to. And then because I've got to have a different palette for each character.
Yeah, I'm down for that, though.
You know, so the TJ set has evolved as TJ's evolved. And now we're here. And I've got a new little bag for him and everything. He's all chill.
Because that's one of Siobhan's new patterns.
This is one of Siobhan's new patterns. Selkie Grotto, coming at you. 1st of May, Cyril the Space Cat. Dice bag.
If you don't know, Siobhan Selkie Grotto is obviously Siobhan from Bloodpunk, part of the channel, and amazing player, actually. I really enjoy playing with Siobhan. So please go check out the Selkie Grotto, because that pattern's really cool. And also, you guys have been doing loads with my dice in the recently. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. That's fucking cool.
They fit really well. It's a really good dice bag to have. A set of Dragonborn Industries handcrafted dice in.
Oh, you shuck shit. So do you think I'm suspicious?
Suspicious?
Do you think I'm superstitious?
What about dice?
And in general. Because that's why I want to ask you guys if you are like superstitious in general as well.
I feel you've got a little bit on certain things.
I'm more than you think I am.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you said the whole thing about the mailman and making a wish that time and stuff.
Please, God, bring me a mailman.
Mr. Mailman.
I like men in uniform, bright red uniforms. Ours is called Jeff, and I like him a lot. He's very lovely. No, so it's weird because I would say quite logical in a lot of things that I do, and very analytic of human nature and stuff like that. But when it comes to me, I am definitely somewhat superstitious. So with dice, I'll roll the same dice again and again and again. Hence, like the campaign dice,
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it, that's the dice I will roll because that's it telling the story. But if I were to divert from that telling the story, I would feel it's a false story.
Yeah.
So there's that. I also, if I see a magpie, I always salute and say, morning, Mr. Magpie.
I do the 1 o'clock Maggie.
Yeah. And so I'm weirdly, like at the moment, I'm not shaving because it's NHL playoffs. And the last time the team I follow in the NHL playoffs won, it's because I didn't shave. So I'm now, like all hockey players are superstitious. Apparently, I'm like, no, I can't shave until we're out or have won the playoffs. So, and I fucking loathe this beard so much. I am all neck beard, and it is patchy at best. So it's all here. It's weird. This is where it grows thick, and the rest of it's like, and it all goes in different directions, and it's very muttly, and you know. So I won't be shaving until we're out of the playoffs or have won the Stanley Cup.
How long will that be?
We're in round 1 at the moment, so we've got at least a month or two. Currently playing the Dallas Stars. So for anybody who's listening over on stateside, I'm a fan of the Colorado Avalanche. That's where Gabe Landeskog keeps coming into our show.
Hottie with the body.
He's back.
Yay.
So for this year, not that you guys have a clue what I'm talking about. If Spice is there, she'll know. But because she's a Boston Bruins fan. Fucking Bears. fucking Bruins have just lost Brad Marchand, their captain, to the Florida Panthers.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Well, it is, because he's like a diehard Bruins player through and through his entire career, and the franchise just went, off you fuck. And just traded him out, and it's like such a backstabby move. It's a proper shit thing to do, and to Florida, it's like, nobody likes Florida. Even I don't like Florida. But so Gabe Landeskog went out with an injury at the end of 2022, which is the year that we won the Stanley Cup. He'd already taken a knee injury. He took an ice skate to the knee, and it sliced through a lot of the skin and the muscle and the tendon. Yeah. And he played the rest of the Stanley Cup, won it with the team as the captain. Nobody's ever come back from this injury and from this surgery, and he is back at the NHL as of the last game. So it's like, this is the fucking year that, like, it's all or nothing, really. So for me, it's a big one, and I am slightly superstitious, which is where that all ties in to captain. My captain, number 92, the Colorado Avalanche, Gabriel Landeskog.
He's a great supporter of the Ginger Convention.
Yeah. What episode was that in?
I can't remember.
Like, if we could do like a reels of things that have been said on this show, everything with the word "splut" in front of it, which is just ridiculous.
There's a lot.
Yeah. I know that we've written down some of the quotes and stuff. I think, I'd love to see some of those moments where, like, we're trying to, like, just have banter and do stuff.
I think that was my favourite, of Tamsin just completely analysing this photo. Like, oh, it's on fire! Oh, it's people!
Yeah, it's like literally a crowd. I get that it's been overlaid over it and stuff like that. It's just so funny.
So
That's good
good.
that we've still got this book here.
Yeah.
It is. We haven't actually written a quote in the book for a while.
We haven't
Not
had our
with
little
Alex
trusty
stealing
writer.
away.
Alex,
No, I
haven't
miss
we?
Alex. I miss them all, to be honest. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, I hope he's having a lovely time.
Yeah.
I don't. I hope you're having a shit time. No, I really don't. Alex is
We
too
know
nice.
the place he's going is awful, so let's wish him the best.
Honestly, it's hell on earth.
Yeah.
Who goes to Australia?
It's their thing, isn't it? All the big creepy, like, looking at like their stories about all like the creepy crawlies and snakes and bugs and stuff. You're like,
But it's not their thing. Like, they love, like, Sarah's a fantastic artist, and Alex is a tremendous human being.
But they like being outdoors, don't they?
Yeah, they do. The outdoors in Australia is a different thing, though, isn't it?
It is.
Like, oh, I've got a spider that can bite through your boot and kill you.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
But that's in like,
The funnel web.
Yeah.
Fuck.
but that's in like Tristan's being like, oh god, look at them beauties, and oh god, look at the size of that. Is it? And like, just like, oh yeah, you wake up in your house and there's a giant spider there. That's just commonplace. I'm like, no, hate that.
Yeah.
So,
No thanks.
I get that you get used to it, and I have been in countries where you wake up with giant spiders around you and stuff like that. And I am happy to say every time she'll freak me the fuck out. Like, get it off! Like, I just don't understand how that becomes part of your daily routine, that you're like, oh, that one bit me. I've got 15 minutes to get to hospital, or I'm dead. You're like, what the fuck? I've got to catch it first, though. Got to take it with me.
No.
I like the UK.
Yeah.
You know,
We got it pretty easy, really.
we've got grey skies and shit clouds, but
Yeah, but no.
I'll take that any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst we've got to contend with really is adders, and that's only at specific seasons.
and they hate us. They will
Yeah.
just disappear.
Yeah.
And, like, I live probably in Adder
takes,
Central.
it takes a
and,
lot to be bitten by an adder.
yeah, like there are probably tons in this garden.
Oh, saying that, no, weaver fish. They'll get you. They don't care.
I'm yet to be weaver fished.
I'm yet to be weaver fish, but that's because I'm militant about wearing my shoes, my beach shoes in the sea. If the tide's at the weaver fish point, I'm wearing my shoes. Like, I don't care what season it is. My beach shoes are going on. I'm not getting stung by those fuckers.
I agree with you. I also wear gel, like the
Yeah.
wetsuit booties. You don't go in
100%.
water. I know that.
Yeah.
Like a cat
Pretty much.
won't go near it. Bath? Nope.
Deep water mainly. You know, I'll go in shallow water, whatever. But
A good puddle.
In the
good puddle.
The kiddie pool.
yeah, I'll stay there.
With your floaties.
That's my happy place.
But floaties are great because they've got those like little toy holder bits. You just put a beer in there and stuff,
Yeah.
and just be like, not I drink, but like,
Give me that any day.
got a monster in there and just let it go warm.
Oh.
Microwave monster.
We say some good shit.
So what's been some great ones?
Well, the first one I read was cut open, nut to bollocks.
That's got to be Blood Punk.
Steph as TJ said that.
Did I?
Not sure when, there's no date on this, but
Whose handwriting's in it?
I think it's mine.
That's why it's not got dated. I think me and Alex date them.
Not true. Not true. I can see there's some in pencil here that I think Alex has done that are not dated.
Yeah, it could be any of us with that
I
handwriting.
can keep up the work, mate. Come on.
Yeah, the holiday you go to is one track minded.
A bit more wank in the tank. Again, that was you. You got some fucking bangers. I Roos, I play Alex.
Oh, who said that?
That's so Alex. It hurts.
I am Roos, I play Alex.
You can just hear it.
How do we know you're not going to fuck us in the back? That was an Alex one as well. Oh shit! It's just all kinds of good shit. I think we should do like a recorded video, or maybe going through this at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to remember to write things in that.
It's just so good.
God.
You're going to fuck us in the back. Was it in one of your games at home when somebody said, "Yeah, I hit them in the back of the face"?
Yeah.
It was Sarah, wasn't it?
I think that sounds like a Sarah thing to
Yeah,
say.
I'm gonna punch him in the back of the face. Oh, I love that
Oh,
book.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I love saying things wrong.
It's so good. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
should we play some Starfinder?
We've got a podcast to record here.
Oh, yeah, this.
No, fuck, we'll do
We're not just hanging out.
No.
Best dad jokes of all time. Good. Do you ever see those guys? They're fucking hilarious. But we should jump back into part 2 of this wonderful episode. You all got a cup of tea or a drink?
Oh yes, cup of tea.
I'm going to slurp it with the mic.
Someone's going to murder you for that, and you know who.
The moderator Fluffy. My way.
Oh.
So you make your way to the eye of Absalom Station.
Walking just like this. No.
A little skibbity in your step, a little riz to your raz. And you head to Bastion, and you can see Dynatech Tower closed in the distance. You can see the stewards, and it's not just the stewards, but also station security now have a perimeter around it. You can see there are still Dynatech defense teams there, but they're obviously working with the stewards and with station security to, I guess, help them around or to show them certain defenses and stuff like that. You're unsure, but you can see, the tower looking quieter than it's ever looked in your entire time on Absalom Station. You investigate a door outside of Bastion, this huge structure of stone and strength in the eye of Absalom. It's an immense aura of a building that brims with justice, law, and a grand defense. This place is called Bastion because it is home of the stewards, the peacekeepers of law in the Pact worlds, home to the heart of what the Pact holds most dear, a bastion of peace. You see wearing clothes that befit a member of the stewards, still with that slight afro and handlebar mustache, but sleek now in their under armour of dark purples and blues with gold trim. Morning, you bastards, he says with a smirk on his face.
Good morning.
Good morning.
One more person also turns up. Alex Mallard.
Hey.
This Lashunta with bright green eyes and hair, her antennae twitching slightly as people move on by. A look of worry and curiosity on their face, probably left over from the previous day's revelations. I'm glad you're here, Mallard. Come with us, please. Hi.
Good to see you again.
Hey, and you. It's like, you guys are still pretty battered and bruised at this point. I imagine you're still not on full HP or anything.
Oh, no.
I'm fully healed.
You fully healed?
Yes.
I am not.
No. There's no point wasting the healing serums at this point.
TJ's got like a slightly crumpled ear.
You look better than you looked a few days ago. And you can see she's still sporting like a black eye and stuff like that.
Pretty tough going now.
Yeah, it really was.
How are you?
I'm okay,
Yeah.
I knew that Lotep was long gone. I think I just needed some closure, and that's why I joined Internal Affairs, really, to try and find out what happened, and speaking with Roos and getting to know what had occurred in those final moments. I don't think it's how she would have wanted to go out, but I'm glad that Roos was at least there with her. she seemed to like him enough that, there was that gift in her coat. Yeah, I guess I'm at a loss for words, really, but I'm okay.
Good. He's a good sort, our Roos, and I'm sure he'll be there for anything you need, even with little Wiley in tow now.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
But I think he's probably in more needing of moving on than I am.
He's got a lot of love to give, that man, and I think as chaotic as it is, I think it'll be very good for him. And hopefully our ship will survive.
I think Wiley is certainly serving as a bit of a distraction, I think.
Definitely. That child is a lot and is quite something else. Roos is trying to teach them how to be a Solarian.
Yep.
We know.
We tried. We really tried.
Either way, he seems happy, and I'm happy for him.
Indeed.
You see Jackdaw smiling. Well, we can't stand around all day and shake each other's dicks.
Well, we could, but, we've got other things to do, you bastard.
He smiles. Follow me. And he turns around, and the hiss of sealed airlocks and the subtle hum of layered force fields welcomes you to Bastion, the beating heart of law and order in the Pact Worlds. More than just an office complex, Bastion is an uncompromising symbol, monolithic in nature, to the surrounding eye of Absalom, always watching. The atrium opens up before you like a statement carved in synthetic stone. Polished white floors reflect the teal and gold banners of the stewards that hang like judgment from the high vaulted ceilings. Holograms ripple with shifting security protocols, while armoured patrols stride in sync through the corridors wide enough for armoured transports. The smell is nearly sterile, except for some ozone, polymers, and coffee. Investigator Jackdaw leads you in with a long, confident strides. His slight afro handlebar mustache constantly contrasts sharply with the precise cut lines of his fitted under armour. A dark navy blue bodysuit trimmed with the silver and gold of the stewards. A discreet badge reader gauntlet hums on his wrist, lighting up with each door you begin to pass through. Try not to stare, he says, half smirking as a pair of heavily armoured Vesk officers stomp past. Some of these rookies think being intense makes up for having no people skills. You're scanned at a checkpoint multiple times. Drones hover overhead like birds of prey, and retinal, thermal, and psionic readings flash across projected screens. One of the checkpoint operators, a pale, scarred android with glowing teal eyes, greets Jackdaw with a nod. Investigator Daw, you've got a priority tag today. Yes, Daw says, jerking a thumb towards you guys. High-profile case. Real mess upstairs. Very well, proceed. You pass through the Hall of Oaths, where new steward recruits recite their pledges under flickering relics of ancient Pact lore. A group of cadets stands at attention, their armour gleaming with recent polish. One, a drow with a half-shaved head and an expression like a brick wall, glances your way with the coolest disinterest. Jack offers a low chuckle. That one's got a future. Or a demotion. Toss-up, really.
True that.
As the atrium gives way to a deeper corridors, the light dims, the walls grow heavier, reinforced with plastisteel and mage-warding glyphs. You pass Strategic Command, where dozens of steward agents coordinate anti-pirate campaigns, internal affair audits, and planetary defense actions. The sound of some distant comms chatter and tactical overlays thrums beneath the surface. Finally, Jackdaw stops at a sealed bulkhead marked Level 4, Detainee Processing and Interrogation. Authorized access only, per Steward's Directive 1 through 14. He swipes his credentials at the door and yawns as it slowly opens with a hydraulic groan. Beyond, the atmosphere is cooler, quieter, and a pair of holding cells are visible through transparent duraglass. Dimly lit, sterile. A pale Kasatha sits meditating in one, while a Yosoki gnaws on something unidentifiable in another. I just really like that music change. Jack glances back at you, the amusement dimming from his voice. Time to be serious. You're not here for show anymore.
Yes.
He leads you past a bank of interrogation rooms, their interiors lined with psychometric enhancers, body language recorders, and magic nullifying inlays. You'll talk to someone soon. Could be me, could be one of the high brass. Depends how deep this Dynatech mess really goes. He taps the door and it opens, then adds with a dry grin. Hopefully this won't be such a grim conversation this time.
You just said to be
Yeah,
serious.
you just had to throw that in. didn't
Hey,
you?
knock it off. The door slides open with a low chime. Bing! Revealing a room wrapped in clean steel, humming with passive enchantments. You can feel the magic suppression the moment you step in, like your thoughts have to just push a little harder to move forwards. And Dr. Grimm sits at the center of the room. Well, sits isn't the right word. Floats above a chair as if they had a lower half of a body. Vaguely humanoid torso, graceful in its construction, with subtly whirring joints. His cranial dome, a transparent casing housing the preserved organic brain, pulses faintly with soft bioluminescent lights.
There it is.
Get it in the book! Bioluminescent.
I think
I think it's the second time I've
that
said it
might
like that.
already be in the book.
Yeah,
Oh, look.
double check.
It's an Ian special.
Like that. When you enter, Grimm's voice greets you first, rich, modulated, but with the smugness of someone who believes they are the smartest being in the room, because they probably are. Oh, the delegation arrives. About time. I was starting to think the stewards had forgotten their most charming guest. He pivots smoothly on his imaginary waist, optical sensors focusing on each of you in turn. One whirs as it zooms in slightly, and you can almost feel him appraising your demeanors like a menu. Investigator Jackdaw, now leaning in the corner with his arms crossed, mutters under his breath, I apologise for the attitude, but you've already met and are here to deal with it. He nods towards you. You can have access to Grimm, but don't let the wires and safety of this room fool you. He's dangerous and he enjoys the sound of his own vocoder. Dr. Grimm makes a low chuckling sound. I'd be offended if that wasn't true. He leans forward theatrically, elbows on the metal table, constructed fingers laced together with an exaggerated poise. So you're back, here to help peel back the layers of this little Dynatech scandal. Good, because I've been aching to talk to someone with a brain that isn't factory issued. And looks across to Jackdaw. The lights dim slightly, and a steward tech outside the glass wall lowers an anti-hacking field, and the room is now isolated. Grimm's body ticks once more, a micro-adjustment, and he's aware. He turns towards Jackdaw. I mean, that's not really necessary, is it? Let's see how far you've come in a few days. Make this interesting for me. Make me betray my whole worthwhile. Sorry, make my betrayal worthwhile. He swivels back to you. Well, shall we begin the dance then? Ask away. But tread carefully. Curiosity killed the cat, you know.
Meow. Well, you seem chipper.
I've never been better.
Good to hear it.
How are you?
Been better. You know.
Yes.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, well, just another day at Dynatech Industries.
Yes, isn't that true? Well, where do we begin?
Thank you for your tip about the orphanage.
Interesting, isn't it?
It's incredibly interesting. Eye-opening.
Oh, some would say just a little bit, eh?
A little bit, electrifying.
Ah,
say.
isn't it just?
Yes.
What a scandal that is. Yeah. Not only is the good Professor Dine not here, he never has been.
No. Not even human.
So it would seem.
Can't help that it was a bit of a distraction, Grimm.
Which bit?
Tipping us off about the orphanage.
I wouldn't say it was a distraction. I would say it was a show of good faith. And you followed through? Do you forget why I'm here? I chose to come here. I know full well that I'm a loose end. I know too much.
Yes, but you also want to be where you are right now.
Safest thing for me.
You've got quite the cosy little setup, haven't you?
Don't I just?
Yes.
I've got thick walls, heavy plates of armour, and soldiers who will defend me to their last.
It has got us questioning, actually, like if... Because you're a clever being, you've got to have plan C's, D's, E's across the galaxy. A little hop onto another planet, Versi, say?
Well, I haven't been on Verses for a long time.
He's going to sense motive, man. I think you're getting at something. 18 on the dice.
Would you like me to roll anything against that?
I mean, are you trying to hide anything there, or are you trying to, like... You tell me what you're doing, in terms of, like, what... Because
Sure.
I know, like, GM-wise, I know you're pushing towards have you got other brains that
Yeah.
you can jump to. Are you trying to make that clear?
I think it's more of a sort of a feeler of where he's at with the information he's willing to give. I mean, if anything, I'd be inclined to kind of use my conspiratorial ally feat as part of that, by telling people what they want to hear, kind of thing, like giving him an in to talk about himself more than anything else.
Okay, so tell me what conspiratorial ally is.
So, after a creature discusses their beliefs or guiding philosophy with you, which he has definitely done in the past, you can attempt a culture check to recall knowledge. On a success, you know what the creature cares deeply about and how to use that to your advantage. For the next minute while you're using this knowledge, you can treat the creature's attitude towards you as one step higher.
Okay, cool.
So it's a DC 15 plus 1.5 the creature's CR.
Roll it up.
So that's on
1.5 CR. So Grimm is actually only a CR 6.
Okay.
So that is a 9 to add to your sum.
Okay. That's 19.
I mean, he fucking rolled massive.
Yeah.
Compared to you. He rolled an 18 on it.
Yeah.
You don't get the sense really that he's lying about anything. And he's definitely like... I think he definitely clocks what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't need to do all those shenanigans in the dancing. Why not just ask me straight and I'll give you a straight answer?
Sure, if that's the way you want to play. Could you, right now if you wanted to, pop your little consciousness off to another host?
I could not.
Can I sense motive it?
Absolutely.
So it says 19, but I get my expertise to that. 22.
I rolled a 16 on the dice.
Eh.
I get to roll bluff or diplomacy here, depending on if I'm telling the truth or lying.
But
You get a strong sense that he is telling the truth.
Cool.
What gives you that idea then?
Oh. A little keepsake you gave us back on Kashoria.
My other brain.
A fascinating read.
Ooh, fascinating read. What do you mean by that? Is Ian that said a fascinating read? He's saying, what do you mean by that?
Just that, interesting configuration.
The nanites.
Clever. Very clever little bit of tech.
It's a very clever bit of tech of my own making.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, you'd like more?
Sorry, you have to ask for these things. You have to be quite
Straightforward, Kaz. Come on.
Expressing my curiosity, that's all.
The nanites. I'm going to read something real quick to myself just to make sure I get this right.
Just don't know how to approach it.
Give me one from him.
I just want to know who the fuck he is.
The nanites you found within my secondary brain are one of the first neuron mapping nanite programs that are created. One that would record the neurosynapses, the memories of a being, and on pain of death, could turn into a transponder and send the recorded data to a receiver. This was my work back on Keydale. I created that. Technology that should be in your head that apparently didn't work. The rest of your team were a resounding success, but you were not. What happened in your death that made it different? Oh, I'm so curious to know why it failed.
I'm surprised you don't already know. But
I was already off-world by the time that your team was sent out, I'm afraid, Kaz.
But being as resourceful as you can be is still fairly surprising. But nevertheless, I witnessed our ship explode after moments of the ship being absolutely fine, in perfect working order.
Yes, and then it just starts falling apart.
Yes.
Very easy to do with nanites. The point is, and he brushes that away and like leans in, is like, but what happened to you in those moments? What stopped your nanites transponder from working?
Well, as far as I'm aware, I didn't die.
No, maybe it is that. But you should have been dead. And you can see, like, they are pondering. It's like, the rest of your team, they all turned up exactly where they were supposed to be. Are you really that hardy that you survived all of that?
Maybe. Is it really that hard to believe?
I suppose I could have overlooked it, yeah. It is certainly a possibility, and data I did not have.
But the fact that I witnessed my crew die in front of me, and yet somehow they're now back fine after all that, there's maybe a question whether it was real in the first place than what I saw.
Oh, it was definitely real, Kaz. They all died that day. Apparently you didn't.
So how did they come back?
They're clones. The joy of my transponders and the work I did for the architect and for Keydale was to create a neuromapping program of nanites that would activate and record every waking moment, every sleeping moment, every synapse firing off. And when that agent dies or is, what's the right word? Compromised. And upon their death, their information is sent back to a cloned body. These nanites within your brain, within your team's brain, can only be mapped to your own brains, which means we have to clone for it to work. The test has always been that you were allowed free to go and you could not know it was going to happen. You had to act exactly how you would have acted upon your death for those nanites to kick in. And yet, you survived, but your companions did not. And they went back to their clone bodies, knowing none the wiser.
Yes. But why the burial? Why cover up my death?
Oh, you'd have had a body there too.
I
And
know.
if your transponder didn't send to them,
No, I know.
that's an empty shell.
But I was buried at Keydale.
Well, I imagine they didn't want the rest of your team knowing they were clones.
So, a show,
Yeah, of
a
course.
performance.
I think they let them mourn their friend who didn't make it. As far as I'm aware, your transponder failed. I didn't know you were alive until you turned up on Kashoria, and I was very excited to see you.
I don't know what else I can say.
You're welcome. Your friends were alive because of me. Kinda. They are still them. They are an exact replica of the moment they left Keydale. Their brains up until the point of your deaths. You, however, are still you.
Okay.
But we're getting a bit personal here, aren't we? This isn't why I'm here.
No.
Sorry to say it, Kaz, but you're a forgotten tool.
I know. I've come to terms with that quite recently.
And as will I be soon. Which is why, and they tap the desk, I'm here. I don't want to be a forgotten tool cast to one side by, I'd say Keydale, but it's not Keydale anymore. I imagine by now the architect is put into action their martial law, and they are now in charge. Especially with me being held prisoner here.
So what exactly is the nature of your relationship to the architect on Keydale?
Well, the architect is a very, very smart person. They are the masterminds behind much of the nanite technology that you see within, I'm assuming you've seen with Kaz here. A program that has been running in Keydale now for 100 years. One that I was part of at the very start. But unfortunately, I didn't quite make it as far as Kaz here. My body gave in. But my mind did not. Luckily for me, my nanite program, I was able to make clones of my original brain. And unfortunately, that body and brain is gone now, which means I cannot clone it again. I suppose I should answer why I'm here. There are two of my brains. This one I call Prime, and the other one, which, if you've been poking around inside, was my only other escape. Escape! But my job for the architect was to try and get this transponder technology working, to work alongside your own abilities, your own nanites sporting from your own body. But it never quite worked. We had to put them in as dormant, sterile nanites, almost like... I'm not eating something the right word here. Like stem cells. They had to replicate at the right time. They couldn't just be part of the ones that were naturally part of you, or else they would fight. They would constantly change. These ones had to have a singular, pre-programmed job, and that I'm very good at. And you think back to like Kashori and him working on these abilities but outside of their own body, like the tubes and all of the nanites and the abilities they had. I can replicate any programming with nanites, but what I can't do is combine it with the ones that the program forces upon you. So my job was to make sure the agents would be able to send back their data. Or at least that's what the job used to be. A few years back, not long after the rest of your team had taken their true positions, gone to a post day and started their drow espionage missions. He zips up his cape. It's getting cold in here.
I like the zip feature. It's very nice.
On Batman. The architect was offered a private contract of sorts. One from somebody I think you're all looking for. One Professor Nimbus Dine. Now we, as Keydale, kept our eyes on many different companies and people, especially with cybernetics. We are akin to those, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
And, well, they came a-knocking. But they didn't want cybernetics, they wanted nanite technology. They wanted it for themselves.
Of course they did.
What's better than cybernetics? Being able to change your atoms at will. Well, the architect is a very ambitious man.
We know that.
One with many pockets to fill. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't the same. Dynatech came and they offered us resources, money, things that we couldn't get hold of at Keydell, that the Airy just, if it wasn't Strix, they didn't care. Boundaries get in the way of science, Kaz. I said this to you before. I don't care about the morals behind it. I just want the resources.
What is your end goal?
Knowledge.
Is it still
power.
perfection?
Oh, it's a very interesting question, that. It aligns so perfectly with what Dynatech was saying. Future perfect. And the architect's pursuit of perfection. I think that was just a coincidence, but it was too good for them to pass up on it. The arrogance, even I'm prone to myself, is rife in science. Now, Nimbus Dine has got an incredible mind. An innovator, creationist, cybernetics expert, biology, biochem, all of it. All seems to be coming from this singular person who's built an empire. So why reach out? Obviously, we had something that he couldn't replicate. And the architect bit?
So it's... You say it's coincidence, this future perfect and the key
In the pursuit of perfection.
In the pursuit of perfection. We found a little something up there in the penthouse.
Oh, do tell me.
I think you'll enjoy it.
I've never quite been up there.
No.
We have.
We have.
Well, I suspect you went to arrest the man.
We did.
But he wasn't home.
No man to arrest.
No man to arrest.
A crazy hologram.
Okay.
And
Okay.
And many different versions of sleeves.
From
They're not sleeves.
cradle
Clones.
Nope.
to... No. There's something else, aren't they?
They're androids.
Of course.
They're bodies that they can remote control.
Indeed. In the pocket of the... I assume it's the young man version. We found a handwritten note.
Go on.
Names for a potential Dynatech. And they all seem to go around the future and forging the future, crafting the future, perfection now. And I will kind of bring up the picture of it on my datapad so that he can see. Does this seem, if it was being controlled, that perhaps protocol was being broken? Or was this part of the puppeteering?
Oh, I think you misunderstand the control. Dine's brain was in there. He absolutely remote controlled those bodies. Every waking moment. Did you not find it weird in the orphanage that they couldn't wake him from slumber, that they couldn't wake him up outside of the normal hours? He would sleep heavy, they would say. Because he was only piloted when he was supposed to be awake.
Indeed. So who is he? Where is he?
Where is he is the question. I don't know a man who knows.
Do tell.
The architect. How do I know this?
How do you know this?
Nanites require an imprint of a host quickly, or else they corrupt and they begin to self-learn and they become unstable in doing so. This means freshly constructed nanites don't imprint. If they don't, they can be lost. That's what happened to me. Nanites that are programmed are different to those that attach themselves to a creature's abilities. The programmed nanites don't work. It must be a natural evolution between the host and the nanites. That's what you'll see in Kaz. It must be a natural evolution. Evolution!
Is that you then?
Evolution.
We're going back to that accent now. Well, the architect is a master at getting the... Oh, I've lost it. I've completely lost it.
Dr. Grimm.
Dr. Grimm, he talks not like that. Always a bit more South African.
Yes.
And he talks a bit more like that. I was doing so well until that point.
You were
and I
doing
lost it
great. You were
once.
well in it.
Sorry, you'll pick it back up.
Oh well. Well, the architect is a master at getting a person's body to accept a change. That's his goal and his work. However, this was once for the Citadel, and it helps agents get deep undercover. Yeah, completely lost it. Be able to adapt to their surroundings. And like I said, these abilities must come from within and must not be detectable to others. Nanites and the host bodies were the perfect tools as a covert organization's agents. Many cycles ago, I was still under the architects, and I was asked by them if I'd like a new chance to change the future. And I said I was intrigued. And if I said I was intrigued, it was an understatement. Keydale is quite... and so could I from the universe. That I'd grown bored, very bored with our ways. The chance to earn more money, to find new resources from a company so vast with credits that any scientist would have done the same. All I had to do was work out a way to clone the Decimar in their infantile state and study their bodies and find the most effective way to harvest their silk procedures. You've seen this, I'll admit to it. And he looks to Jackdaw. I did that. A child's task for all the resources in the universe, and this, pardon the pun, was a no-brainer. So the lab on Kashoria was prepared, and my secondary drone body was sent across to begin the collection of data on these beings. My actual presence and prime body sent here to begin the cloning process of the Decimar and begin their silk farming on the station so the company could discard the resources it cost to keep Kashoria in play. And so that's why I'm here, and for my secondary role. To create a housing for nanites that requires imprinting on a host body to survive in a state of stasis for a long period of time, for transportation and for implementation. The architect has been working with Dyne to try and implement their body to host nanites. And as far as I'm aware, it went wrong.
So the architect wanted nanites.
Dyne wanted the nanites, and it went wrong. I heard the nanites took, however they became unstable, just like they did with my body. And the body began to fail. Well, for this reason, the architect has to make personal trips to Nimbus in an attempt to fix the failing issue. Their body, their real body, is rejecting the nanites. And they require fresh nanites periodically to keep themselves together. I don't know much more than that, but I was contacted by the architect and the voice of Dyne asking about my neuromaps and the possible transference of consciousness of Dyne to another body. The architect was keen, but Nimbus did not want this. They were aggressive against it. Interesting for a being that faces its inevitable death.
Okay.
Do you know what's more funny? I know that the architect was there, because usually on those kind of calls you can tell when somebody's in a different line, a different comm channel. That voice was not human. And that voice was there and reactive. The architect knows exactly where Nimbus Dyne is. And I've been making the housing for the nanites to transfer them from Keydale to Dyne.
Do you think then that either Dyne is either on Verces or somewhere nearby? I'm sure the architect wouldn't want to stray too far from base of operations.
I don't think he's on Verces.
No?
I don't know where he is.
Oh, you've got to have an inkling.
Unfortunately, I don't. But I know a man who does.
Aside from the architect.
We're still on the architect, my friend.
What's the fucking architect?
Yeah. Okay. Jesus Christ. So you were the only person making the housing for these nanites for the architect to send to Dine and implement. Correct?
My work was to create the housing for fresh nanites that would attach to a host body just like yours.
And how often do you have to do this?
When my work's complete, they have the blueprints.
Right.
Which makes me a loose end. Which in turn is why I'm here, willing to help the stewards in stopping Nimbus Dine and that company's terrible tradings, especially with smuggling from Aslanti space. I'm a willing witness.
Rather sounds.
Like diplomatic immunity.
Well, yes, obviously. But
mean,
it sounds
diplomatic.
rather like diplomatic immunity. The Dine may not be so keen on this course of action as maybe he once was.
Course of action of
Transference. If it's gone tits up, is there something else that if he's willing to risk the body and mind?
Well, this is the thing. I don't think he is.
No.
I think, considering all the trouble he went to set up androids that could change how they looked in terms of age, to be able to remote control them, to create beings that he would control for hours upon hours in a day, to then set up a company to earn money or to take his next steps for resource gathering. That is a level of dedication to his own cause, but refuses a neuromap to change from his original body. He does not want to leave his original body.
What is it all for? All of this. He set up his whole entire company to make money, control and power. Is it simply just to have that power and be important? To be better than everyone else? Is it as simple as that? Or
I think it's
is there some other motivation that
I
we're
feel
not
there's
seeing?
something more. There's got to be something more.
You know what?
Has he been wronged?
I've actually missed something as well.
Dr. Grimm, you look like you've missed telling us something. Do you want to?
Yeah. I don't think I need to retcon anything. But when you say about another man who knows where he is, well, there might be another one.
Well, do tell, dear boy.
I think anyone other than the architect might be a better choice, hopefully.
Who's this mysterious man in the shadows?
And he might know where he is.
Who would he be? Where is he now?
Please tell us.
So let's go
Just
back.
Kaz.
So let's say that you asked the question, who else? Where exactly? I think he lives on Triaxis.
Fucking knew it. I knew there was a reason that Draxus was on that fucking
Is
list.
that the Dominion of Black?
It's the Dragony people. It was weird because Draxus was the one place that wasn't noted on those lists.
It's like a blank spot. Yeah.
A present!
Very nice.
Yay!
Let's stick with that. Where in there, I do not know, but I know a man who does. I think they run Dynatech from there. And I think I worked this out when I was given orders to begin transferring all data I was working on in regards to the transport and safe housing of unprogrammed host bonding nanites to Triaxis.
Because it was weird that that place of all places was on your list.
Yeah. It's a big fucking paragraph involved here. And that Nigel was able to be re-sleeved in this location.
So easily.
Along with other. And for me to be able to activate Nigel's nanite receivers there. But this was my workings out. I know for a fact the architect knows exactly where Dine resides. When I spoke to them both, the architect was not on another call line. They were on the same one.
Yeah. So who's the Traxxas contact?
Dine.
Oh, Dine is right. Okay. We've got to find dragon planets. We've got to find a dragon inn.
A dragon what?
A dragon inn.
Dragon inn. An inn with the dragons.
Dragon. dragging our way to Draxus.
If you were looking for a dragging these nuts joke, I don't think you were going to get it from that.
I avoided it because I knew Kaz would tut at me.
Yeah. We do. But do we do it first?
Hard to say.
Look, and Jack leans out from the wall.
She was there.
Fucking hell.
Bastard.
Thought you left us to it.
No, I've been here the whole time.
Okay.
And Dr. Grimm, thank you. That is a lot of information we didn't think we were going to get straight from you. Well, I'm not here to beat around the bush now that you have followed up on what you said you were going to do. I hope that you will also follow up on what you said you were going to do with giving me some immunity in the upcoming trials of with Dynatech Industries. I obviously am a willing witness after all. I'm sure that will be arranged. And you see this like solemn look on Jack's face. We have found some other things for you guys. We've got a lot to process from this conversation alone.
Yep.
It's going to take a long time for the paperwork to go through, and we have to sanction a warrant for going to Triaxis to have a look. This architect, I think I've heard you mention them before. Is that something you can follow up on?
If we go to key down, yes, probably.
I think it is.
It's not going to be easy by any means, but yes.
If they know where Dine is,
It's a lead to follow for sure.
it's the strongest lead we've got.
I think so.
You'll excuse us, Dr. Grimm, if we step outside for a moment. By all means, I've made myself right at home.
Thanks, Grimmy.
Not a problem, my little friend. Kaz, my boy. Looks like you're going home.
Home, indeed.
Well, fuck off then.
We're fucking off, alright.
We're out the door.
We'll leave you to it.
I've got a lot to get on with.
Clearly.
You'd see like a stack of data pads and stuff over to
Yeah.
one side. And, I mean, you can give me a perception check on that.
30.
Fucking hell.
25.
Yeah, I mean, you can see they're like witness reports, but also like research and stuff like that. So like he's always been given some leeway,
Yeah.
but also is doing like witness reports of and like logging everything that they have for the stewards. Jack Door nods to this like two-way mirror where you can see there's a tech behind it, and the door is unlocked. You hear that clunk, and the door opens, and you step outside, closing the door behind you again. We're still trying to dig through the Dynatech servers, but we have found some information so far. Not only that many of the heads of department have scarpered. We know that Roslurin has left Absalon.
Pussy.
Joanne Fields has also left. We don't know where.
I have no theory why she's gone.
A couple of them have stayed, but we don't think they're going to have anything to do with anything higher up. A lot of the logistics, a lot of the what we call the lower end parts of the business that might not have anything to do with the discrepancies that we're looking into.
Rena Constantine.
Being very helpful.
Of course she is.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've given us, handed over Deckard Pryor, who was the linchpin between the pirates on the defense teams back on Kashoria and also Dynatech itself. Turns out they were on two separate payrolls and were not only instrumental in obviously what we saw with Nerafira, but also this smuggling ring. We are currently investigating and interrogating them, but Rena has been nothing but forthright with us so far. Their defense teams are also helping us patrol and perimeter the building, and we have no reason to distrust them. We are running checks on everyone, but we are only so many of us. That hologram was running on directives but had possibly been so long without contact or proper maintenance and usage that it had become corrupted and exaggerated to the extent of the company directives were as written. There's nothing in the directives written that says killing department heads if they bring the company into disrepute, but about how they should be punished in a way that makes an example of them. We think the program just
Misfired.
and had gained sentience and a level of anger. We saw that personally, and it's not something not unheard of within corrupted holograms and devices. The bodies, as Grimm said, are sophisticated androids. They are remote piloted drones, but are designed to show signs of false aging. The bones are alloy with extendable plates designed to mimic that of growth over a few years. This clearly shows with the youngest and less so with the older ones, but programmed to change shape and facial structures to give the illusion of aging. They are a very sophisticated android. The core inside them is very powerful, especially the younger models. We think this is a defense mechanism, and as we've already seen from that footage, but we also, have seen that they can weaponize it. The penthouse is a giant remote receiver. We can tell that from the servers so far that, yes, everything this company does runs through this server here, but the server is actually part of a larger satellite dish that is the building. In particular, the penthouse seems to be acting as this dish. It appears the company has always been run remotely once it was set up, and we believe that is why there has never been anyone else on that floor, and that ties in with the drones of Professor Nimbus Dime. We're still collecting and correlating data on transactions and activities, but the company has been frozen and its assets we can obtain have been seized. Good work.
Well, he was happy to talk, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I think he was genuinely telling the truth about everything.
Yeah.
Mallard is like, why am I here?
Because we like you.
I'd like you to join the stewards, Mallard. I think you'd be a great investigatory officer, and I think that having worked with you in Dynatech Internal Affairs, I think you would make a fantastic steward. You see her her head but me?
I'm just a Lashanta.
If you accept, training begins tomorrow. 0800.
001066.
That was just a quiet whisper of that.
Yeah.
You're like that internal monologue was like,
Should I continue or?
It was there and it was like, it's coming out.
yeah. Okay. And you see it just this look of bewilderment on her face. We'll get to it then. And you see her where am I going? So, oh yeah. And leads her down the corridor and starts leading you guys away from the interrogation areas. Obviously, while we're still investigating, we will keep you up to date with anything that we find, but if you know Keydell, and it means we don't have to send agents that are probably not welcome there, then
There's no telling them we'll be welcome there, but yeah, sure.
well, hopefully you've got an in being a Strix.
Yes, but given who I was and my background.
Who are you and what's your background? Remind me.
This was Cash Lumber.
I'm surprised you don't already know. Inspector.
We've done some background checks on you all, but yours is pretty vague. Says here, you're a drow.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably tell that's not the case. No,
It's not the case.
No. Let's just say I was an agent and experimented on. It's probably all you really need to know at this point.
He got better.
Yes.
All I know is you're a friend.
As are you.
Thank you. Took you a while to respond.
I was just.
For cows, that was quick.
I didn't want to
Really?
interrupt you,
Yeah.
man. I didn't want to, just. I thought you were going to say something.
It's real emotional vulnerability from this guy.
Strange.
Don't look into it too much, alright? It's just. I'm trying to be nice here, okay? Stop inspecting me, man.
How's that make you feel?
I'm not here for a
They're
therapy session,
smiling
man.
wide. Look, we'll carry on the investigations here. That's a lot of information from Grimm. We'll get processing that. Obviously, you need to take that back to the rest of your crew.
Of course. Yes.
Once they stop pooping themselves.
Have they got this sporovirus?
Oh, it's everywhere.
I just have a better stomach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just be better.
Exactly.
If their
Just-
fortitude was just
Do you know
slightly
what?
higher.
Maybe it's something to do with just being hardened experiments that just makes you better than
Indeed,
some
yes.
species.
This is what we were made for.
Exactly.
Maybe that's
Literally.
slightly racist.
Just we were literally made to avoid the sporovirus.
We are living proof that we work.
Like sick days, never heard of that.
You're allowed sick days? I'm supposed to take them as holiday.
I don't even get holiday.
The exchange happens, and there is a laugh with Investigator Door. There is still this they're definitely less jovial than Jean was, and Jean was such a show, but they still have this level of banter with you. Mallard is told to wait in the Hall of Oaths, and they lead the rest of you to the outside of Bastion, where, well, if you need me, I'll be here. Otherwise, let me know as and when you're choosing to go. Obviously, I hear that you've also got somewhere else to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few things racking up.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah,
Life has a way of doing that.
it does.
Take the break where you can.
Oh, we will.
I think we'll probably do that before we head out.
Yeah,
once
yeah.
more.
Absolutely. But a few things to type here, haven't we, before we shoot off back to the drift.
Yep. It's been a little while.
It has. It's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure. Thank you for your help.
It's quite all right.
Loved the character.
One of many.
I can't wait to meet the others. Giving me a lot to think on in that regard.
Jean was probably the best of us.
And I'd argue the worst.
No. He turns. Go.
Go on,
Get out of here, you.
We'll see you on the other side, brother.
See you soon. And walks back inside Bastion, leaving you alone. Just the two of you.
Just the two of us.
We could make a different drive. How you feeling?
Slightly overwhelmed, but I mean, when are we not?
In constant state, isn't it now?
Yes. I guess I'm just slightly surprised we actually got information.
Yeah. He wanted to talk though. He likes a showboat.
Just a very, very strange individual, honestly.
He's a very selfish individual. He will
Yeah,
protect himself at all costs.
absolutely, without a doubt.
But now we know Verces is a place to head to.
Yeah.
I have a horrible feeling that my creator has either gone there or to Demalco, given what she was probing into.
Yeah, I think those are the two best contenders. Tracking her is going to be difficult.
Yeah. Rather not do that in any rush.
No.
She's scary.
We'll get to that when we get to
Yeah.
it.
No, interesting. So we've got that. I mean, really, we have to choose if we want to do orb stuff or architect stuff first. Maybe a pirate along the way for all four.
Yeah, I think we'll have to track what the journey would be like if it is on the way.
Sure.
Let's see if we still actually have those coordinates for the Broken Rock.
Yes. Yeah. Do we still have those coordinates that we definitely got out of Ida's ship
Yeah,
100% definitely, yeah.
And granted, you know, we're talking like a year ago for the last known location. You'd have been in captivity for a while.
It's a better place than any, really, if we're going to start looking for that. But
As far as the star system's concerned, in terms of planets and travel, obviously you're on Absalom Station. The planet literally goes Absalom, Akaton, Verces. The Adari, which is the world ship for the Kasathas, and then the Diaspora. So you know the Diaspora is further out than
Probably Verces.
Verces. And you could drift travel to Verces. It's kind of like punching a hole in the ozone, though. It's like literally going jet to Plymouth.
So we could normal travel.
we could.
You could use your thrusters and get there in a day or two.
That's a bit better than drifting it.
Yeah. But,
I love the drift, but it's also very scary.
oh, yeah, there's a lot of...
Also rips away a piece
shit.
of material plane every time
Yeah,
you do.
so-
Whether it's a millimetre or an entire planet.
We really should be thinking about the environmental impact of that.
God gave it to you.
The universal impact.
The AI god literally gave you drift travel.
Oops. Did I know that? So Verces.
And then Broken Rock.
You feeling good about
Given that
that?
we've just done orb stuff.
Sure, we need a break from orb stuff.
Yeah.
Mix up the,
Yeah.
This is a story.
Narratively, we should cut onto a different thread and then return.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if you like, and I imagine it'll be a hard task, meta-wise, but I could potentially have my network start looking into the whereabouts of your parents if you wanted.
Oof. I mean, yeah, that could help. I worry for if anyone tries to breach into something that they shouldn't be, and given that the people that they're looking for are wanted, especially from Keydale.
I mean, we can always put up the parameter of don't dig too deep.
Yeah.
Give me a sense motive check.
Let's double check it. No, 15.
Yeah, okay.
Brilliant. It's probably not too much of an issue. It can't hurt to have a little browse.
Sure.
To see if anyone's heard the name of Tazadin or Helonia.
And Umbra, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Now your mother have the same surname?
Yeah.
No double barreling?
No double barrel.
Fabulous, okay. Do you have, I don't suppose you have any pictures?
No.
Of course not.
But no, and then they could entirely be under a different name, so that might not even be a
They
help.
might even have changed appearances. Okay, no worries. I'm going to send out to my network, not just to Stokey, but like my Starfinder friends that I've made along the way, like Gibbles and Husk and the people that we have met along our journey that we trust and love, like Ipo Enima, and send out this kind of, when you get a minute, if you hear anything along the grapevine, shoot it our way.
I will just say that my mother did have another name. It was purely, she liked to keep her surname, it's Myra.
Okay, I'll put that in as well. And then finish it off with a gif of a Strix on a skateboard.
Strix on a skateboard.
Strix on a skateboard, hamster on crack. I know, syllables there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Tony Eagle!
That's really good. I really like that.
Rolling the crest.
Oh, lovely. I'm going to order one for you as well, Jack.
Oh, thank you.
For the emotional exchange that we had earlier on. I know that's not normally how you RP, or it's something that we overly do.
It's a new one for
It
me.
was beautiful.
No, but you did amazingly well, and it was something that I was going to do right at the end of the episode, but actually while I'm throwing out the crunch sticks, I may as well throw that one to you. Thank you for that beautiful exchange.
Yeah.
Well,
Continue.
Yes.
so that's off. That's
Thank
done.
you. Yes. Hopefully something comes of it, but I mean, I'm not holding my breath.
You never know. And, you know,
Yeah.
it's the same as we've said to everyone when we've gone and done something personal to them. We're a crew, we've got your back. and I am speaking on behalf of everybody here because our crew has changed significantly in a very short shake.
Yes.
But as someone who has known you for a relatively short time, but I feel the longest.
Yeah, well, you're a very good friend, TJ.
Likewise.
Brilliant captain.
Well, I do my best, and a captain is only as good as his crew. And I know that on our positions I know the captain title is, ceremonial only, and I know that you are a first-rate engineer, but I would be honoured if you would also take the role as chief mate.
I'd be absolutely honoured to do so.
You and me to the end, buddy.
Absolutely.
Do you want to go get fucked up?
Sounds like a good plan.
Yes!
Do have a look at the chief mate actions for the Starfinder Starship combat, because they have their own things. I think...
I've got the little big book. The little big book.
That was an oxymoron, wasn't it?
Little big book of Starfinder.
Yes, I shall have a look.
The little big book of Starfinder.
There you go, Paizo. You can have that one.
Yep.
It's alright, 2 weeks coming out, we're getting books next month, so which is basically my goal for UK Games Expo, is just pick up as many books as possible again.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be laden.
So heavy walking around in that.
Jesus.
First stand, just buy 4
That
books.
car is going to be so full.
We're not going to be able to move on the way back.
Like, I like getting you guys the pocket ones, but I had to have the full-size ones.
Of course.
Just because.
You're
Power.
just bigger.
Yeah, exactly. I also really like the full-size ones. I can't stand them at different
See, I like
heights.
the little ones. I'm like, oh, easy.
Well, I saw the Paizo player core in Waterstones the other day.
No way!
And I was like,
That's pretty good.
It's about damn time!
it's about damn time. I was like, there you fucking go.
But anyway, let's go get fucked up.
And I think what we see is the scene of Kaz and TJ going out on the lash. We literally see them going maybe like back to the free markets. Do you choose somewhere else? Do you go into free markets? Do you know?
Oh, what's that one bar that you mentioned
fucking knew you
right
were gonna
at the
do it.
beginning in episode 1 that was like pirate themed?
Fucking knew it. I'm so glad I'm going there now.
Yes!
It is the. Let me get to Absalom Station.
Do I even have that noted? I want to go right
I
there.
do. I literally have it written down. And the places of interest on Absalom Station. It is called. That's shops. That's shops. It's not that one. The Drink and Sink.
That's the bugger.
That is the
It's located in the Spike, and it's one of the many shopping pleasure in one of the many shopping/pleasure districts. The Drink and Sink is a fantasy pirate-themed bar. Its proprietor, a Vesk male named Captain Griphook Scallywag. Self-named. You get there and you see a green vest who wears like a ye-old piratey attire, an eye patch that they don't need. They wear a grappling hook fake hand that they overplay and pretty much refuse to take off, even when it hampers what they do. You see them like carrying a tray with it, and it's like slipping around.
Committed to a bit.
Oh, and the rest of the bar staff are all these beautiful female Lashuntas, scantily clad, resembling sexy pirates.
Have we come to Space Hooters?
Yeah.
Spooters.
So,
Title of the episode.
Spooters.
Spooters.
That does not fit what we've done in this episode at all.
It might not be called that, but I like it.
Yeah, that's so good.
Spooters.
Hey, honey, welcome to Spooters. Can I take your order? Yar, it's called the Drink and Sink. Stop calling it Spooters.
Spooters.
And you see this vest who is, and like, so as you step in, I do need a reflex saving throw from you
Oh
both.
my god. 23.
Yeah, you're fine.
Reflex saving throw.
Yes, please.
25.
Okay, you're both fine. As soon as you step on, the room is set to rock like it's a swing.
How have we not been here before?
I have no idea what to make of this place.
This place is amazing.
You step inside and there's like seagulls, and there's like screens all around the walls that depict. And you can all give me a culture check.
Okay.
Natural one.
Because you would not have a clue what this is.
Absolutely, I wouldn't.
17.
It's so you don't know where this is, but there is definitely like verdant jungles and shorelines and beasts and creatures that float and navigate the skies with ease, and it's designed to like give it that. Do you remember what the name of the shop? Abercrombie and Fitch shops, where they got screens everywhere.
Yeah.
But instead of being super dark, it's like. Of like the sea, and like the room actually moves, and you can see people who are drunk like stumbling around, and this vest with this hook hand is like, "You're welcome, not to spooters, but to drink and sink, what'll be me arties." And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
We need that in real life.
Yeah, we do.
Like honestly, I had like say the drink and drift debrief.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much to my wonderful OG crew, Steph and Jack, for indulging me on this episode. And
This was lovely.
It was, yeah.
investigation of... I said to you, I was like, you know what, we're down players, but I think you two got the real chance to shine tonight.
Yeah.
And I fucking knew it. So I'm glad that we carried on. Yeah, thank you so much. Podcast listeners, we'll catch you all next week. Same with YouTube. Please hit like and subscribe. Do all the great things. Help us get to that 1,000. Tell a mate. That's the best thing you can do for us. If you can't do merch, can't do anything else, just tell a friend. Otherwise, Twitch, stick around. We're going to do the Drift Debrief. If you're on YouTube, you can sign up for YouTube members and you can catch the Drift Debrief. Otherwise, may the dice gods be ever in your favour. Have a great week, guys.
Bye.
See you later.